Your body does give you signals when something isn't right. And sometimes they can be so small, you just don't even pay attention to it. That's why today we're talking about the hints your body is trying to tell you about your health that you should never ignore. But first, I do want to welcome gastroenterologist Dr. Jorge Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Who's here to talk about some hot topics today. So, you know, we do have to explain something. You're going to see him a little bit later in the show, but Dr. Sears is having a little surgery today. And we're going to let you know all about it because we're going to do a live check-in with him in just a bit. Don't worry, he's in safe hands. And hopefully he's not under too much anesthesia. He'll make some sense. But I want to talk about some really, really important farting laws this morning.
Absolutely.
And you think I'm kidding, but Malawi actually is set to pass a bill. And this bill is intended to mold responsible and disciplined citizens. And as part of this law, it is illegal to fart in public. And
now, how can they uphold this? I mean, what if you have this silent
Dr. Travis, you'd be doing a life sentence if you lived in Malawi
right now.
Because we share a dressing room.
I think they should have sniffing dogs.
There you go.
Yeah, and everybody would blame it on the dog.
But this is interesting because I think if this is truly something that becomes law, this could cause a lot of issues because let's just say, out of the blue, I said, Dr. Orton, I'm sorry, you just farted. I'm calling the cops.
Guilty as charged. And Dr. Jorge, you're the expert, but there are certain foods
Absolutely.
that do produce more gas than others. And if you're particularly prone, we all make gas like, how many pints was it?
3 liters or something.
3 liters.
It's a lot, it's a lot. I mean, foods, first of all, we know about beans, right?
It's true, right?
Yeah, I'm Cuban. It's our natural fruit. You know?
And beans, I love beans.
Beans,
They're good for you.
Everything that has insoluble fiber, fruits, vegetables, they just cause a lot of gas. And the thing to do is to try to dissolve it sometimes before, you know, you eat it. That's why they have some drops that you can put in your food. But
and also, I think, don't you think in our country,
absolutely.
Now with the, you know, there are a lot of fried fatty foods that maybe linger in your intestines a little bit longer, give the bacteria more to feed off of, because that gas is the bacteria digesting the food that you don't digest, and it's the bacteria's fault, it's not yours.
And the biggie that I'm sorry to interrupt, that a lot of people, I don't think, realize artificial sweeteners.
Yeah.
You know, as a result, a lot of good things have come from this show. One, on my part, is stopping artificial sweeteners, and I think I do see a difference.
Yeah, most artificial
At least my wife says she sees a difference.
Or smells a difference. That has sorbitol. It's not absorbable. So it just goes through your body, ferments, so you let it out.
It goes in sweet, comes out sour?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you how it's going to go in Malawi, because actually I will be there in May. So I'll tell you how, and I'm going to be there to treat women. But one thing we know about women is that they do have a lot more fat than men. And this is a normal thing. Women usually have about 25% body fat, men about 15%. And this is a normal thing because women have to produce hormones and because they have babies. And it's the fat, actually, that actually adds to the production of hormones as well. So it's really important that women have that extra fat.
So in some ways, is it unrealistic? You know, we've put out this ideal body type for women that may be below their realistic body fat percentage in terms of even being healthy.
Yes. Exactly, because there's a certain amount of fat that you have to be healthy. And that's why women who become anorexic and lose a certain amount of body fat will actually stop their periods. And it'll cause problems with ovulation and things like that. You have to have that sort of ideal weight, because if too much, you can still actually cause hormonal problems as well. Because again, that fat can be broken down as hormones. And so those irregular hormones can actually increase your risk of uterine cancer and things like that.
Now, when you consider women's body fats, that includes the breast, so women, which is fatty tissue, so there's always going to be
right, that's why when you
fat,
gain weight, you can gain it in your breast as well, but that can actually contribute to breast cancer.
You're looking at bellies, that's part of what you do, right? But women don't tend to get the beer bellies.
No, men usually
Men
do, right?
tend to get more intra-abdominal fat.
You know, as men, we don't bear children, we just bear beer bellies. Like, that's just where excess goes, because we don't need it. There's no purpose for it.
That's what keeps me in business, women's hips and thighs, right?
And some of that's healthy. You need those curves.
Okay,
you know,
well, I leave some. Because you take too
it all
much and
out.
you
You're
create
gonna, exactly.
women that look
Well,
like
as
boys, and
women
that's not
age,
good
we
either.
actually lose some body fat, and that can actually contribute to aging and things like, and actually it contribute to osteoporosis if you're underweight. So it's really important to be at a healthy weight. You can't be too
Well,
too
So
fat.
you can't go by Madison Avenue all the time.
No.
Dr.